three-pointer try.
Yes! Cedartown wins!
It's time for Cedartown High School Bulldogs basketball right here on WGAA 106.1 FM and AM 1340. Broadcasting online at WGAAradio.com and streaming on the TuneIn Radio app and Facebook Live. And now, let's head down to courtside for today's action.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Cedartown High School basketball here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big AA, as the Cedartown Bulldogs, who just recently picked up their first region win of the season, and it was a great ball game against the Cass Colonels last Friday. The Bulldogs here wrapping up their region schedule before Christmas against the Woodland Wildcats. Cedartown at 3-6 overall, Woodland 3-8 on the season. And these Bulldogs coming in pretty much red hot, Sam, after a great ball game last week and a tough game a week prior, but against Hiram. But the Bulldogs looked great, and I hope they can continue that tonight for this region contest here at home.
Yeah, Cedartown picked up the win Friday night against Cass 65-46. We were talking about that game between breaks here at the Doghouse. Joseph Bailey, our cameraman tonight, Andrew Carter and I all kind of dissecting that game and how well we think we fared against Cass once we were able to shift into that 3-2 zone defense that prevented them from shooting the three ball, and what we expect out of this Woodland squad compared to Cass. Cass, I believe, a much better team than Woodland. At least their record reflected it coming into that game Friday night. Cass just 3-8 on the season and struggling. Both teams off to a slow start, looking to turn things around here on a Tuesday night at the Doghouse. But, of course, the Bulldogs looking to pick up their fourth win of the season and their second win in region play. We've had the introduction of the starting five for Woodland. We'll now have the introduction of the starting five for your Cedartown Bulldogs, and it's going to be a very familiar starting five. Hayden Rittenhouse, number 1, the senior guard, will get the start tonight, as well as number 3, the senior Aston Turner, going to get the start. Then you've got a couple of young guys in the forms of number 11, Davion Smith, and number 4, Zane Diamond Paisley. And then the anchor of this Cedartown team, the big man, Quinlan Cothran. Your senior leadership is going to be the final of the starting five for the Bulldogs here tonight in this region contest at home.
Quinlan Cothran had probably one of his best games of the year against Cass last week on Friday. Looking for him to have a big game here at home against this Woodland team that's, as we mentioned before, record-wise looks to be a worse team than Cass, but you never know until you face off on the hardwoods, and that's what we're going to do tonight in our final game before Christmas. And to tell you all about it, a broadcast partner and good friend, the great Sam Branch.
Thank you, Andrew Carter. It will be the big man for the Bulldogs, Quinlan Cochran, in his normal starting position in the center circle to tip off for the Dogs. He will go up against number 10, Amir Heath, the junior starting forward, coming in at 6'5", and Quinlan easily wins the opening tip-off, and we are underway here on a Tuesday night. High school hoops from the Doghouse. Davion Smith to the right side goes Hayden Rittenhouse. Back to the top. Now we'll swing left side around the perimeter. We'll go down to the baseline to Turner. Turner comes back to ZDP. Top of the key to Smith. Smith to Rittenhouse. Continuing to work. We go to Aston Turner on the baseline again. Trying to get some one-on-one isolations for Quinlan Cochran. We feed it to him there, baseline. He's going to have to come back outside. He gives it up to Davion Smith, the sophomore, who hits a three. No good. Off the back of the iron. But Quinlan Cochran, the rebound and the putback is good, and the Dogs are on the board.
That was a great catch there by Davion Smith straight away. Able to feed it back there with a three-pointer that missed, though, but Quinlan Cochran cleans it up.
Metcalf trying to drive, has to go outside to Van Tonder. That shot is up and no good. And Davion Smith comes away with the rebound for the Dogs. Had some defense in his face, but now they'll clear. He pushes into the front court for Cedartown. Davion works to the left side. Now back to Davion. Now back to ZDP. ZDP playing that near side wing spot. Hayden Rittenhouse on the far side. Cedartown working from right to left on your radio dial. Rittenhouse gives it up to Cothran. Quinlan, the fade away. Good. 4-0 your score. Dogs on top.
Well, Quinlan Cothran, 2 baskets for the Dogs. Both of them belong to him.
Womack into the front court for Woodland. Going to work to his left. Far side now for Woodland. Wearing smoky gray uniforms. with maroon numbers outlined in white. They back him down. They push the offense back out into the corner, now back into the middle of the floor. Working from just beyond the free throw line. A shot is up, and it is no good. Loose ball out of bounds. Last touch by Woodland. Cedartown basketball. Cedartown wearing their home whites with dogs and their numbers in red, trimmed in black, and the red and black checkered down the side. Davion will get it from just in front of the Cedartown bench. Woodland trying to play almost a half-court press. They give it to Quinlan Cochran. Now we'll move it into the front court. ZDP back to Davion Smith. Smith working off the near side wing, now far side. Rittenhouse steps into a three, just short. Rebound Quinlan Cochran, the big man, splitting the Woodland defense to grab the rebound, and a jump ball forced, and it will be Woodland basketball.
Yeah, he was quadruple teamed, I think, down there. I mean, there are four guys trying to reach in there and get that ball away from him, and we almost stole that pass right there.
Woodland instead will work it into the corner, and that one is over the head of Van Tonder, out of bounds. Cedartown basketball. 4-0 your score, 5:45 remaining in this opening 8 minutes of play. It's a good here from the Doghouse.
It's a good save there by our trainer, Ben Truitt. It was right on his head, and he was able to save his head from damage.
Davion working it into the front court, gives it to ZDP. Now they'll go to Aston Turner baseline, back outside, top of the key, Smith. Right side, Rittenhouse. Smith. Smith going to work to the right again to Rittenhouse. The give and go now. Rittenhouse replaces him. Now they work to Quinlan Cochran. He's on the far right side, and we've got a foul well away from the basket, and it'll go against number 1 for the Wildcats.
That'll be Jaden Metcalf, the junior, 6'1" on his foul. First foul for either side. 5:21 to play, first period. Dogs on top, 4-0.
Cedartown will trigger from the far baseline. Will go into ZDP, who goes right back to Smith. Smith working on the far side still. We'll move it back to the middle of the floor. Now they'll come to ZDP, just on the left side of the top of the arc. Now they go back to Smith, right from the Bulldog logo. Smith going to try to drive and work around a high screen, but they have to come back outside. It didn't hold. They'll go to Aston Turner. Turner to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse on the right side. Cedartown really loading up the right side of the floor right now, and a 3 attempt is no good. Shot clock violation. It'll be Woodland basketball. We just lost track of the time there.
We did, and Woodland did a good job there. We were trying to set up a couple of high ball screens to get around. Woodland was not having anything of that. They were just, it was an easy job for the Wildcats to force the Dogs' turnover on the shot clock.
Ethan to the front court, far side, trying to work around the big, tall Quinlan Cochran. Has to give it up to Van Tonder in the corner. That 3 is up and no good, and the offensive board goes to Woodland. They'll work it into the corner now from the baseline, trying to work outside as Metcalf does get it outside to the perimeter. A 3 is up, and it is good from Jaden Metcalf, and Woodland is on the board. 4-3 is your score. Cedartown with the slimmest of margins. ZDP with it, goes back to Davion Smith. They'll pass through the press into the front court. Now he needs help. He's got double teamed. They'll give it up to Quinlan Cochran. The big man working through the traffic, takes it to the glass, no good. Rebound putback, no good. Rebound putback, no good. That one was from Aston Turner. Turner gets loose ball, gives it up to Davion. Smith is going to drive. The floater, no good. The rebound, the putback, no good. The rebound, the putback, no good.
Finally got a foul down low. I mean, the Dogs had so many chances. The foul's going to be called on number 11, Talon Metcalf, and Quinlan Cochran will go to the free throw line, hopefully to get a couple of shots on this. But Cedartown with like 6 different offensive boards, and neither one of them could go. That first free throw is good, and now Cedartown leads 5-3.
So the big man at the stripe, showing he can hit from just about anywhere on the floor. Second free throw attempt on the way, and it is good as well from Quinlan Cochran, and the Bulldogs back out to a 3-point lead, 6-3 your score, as we're now under 4 minutes left to play here in period number 1. Jaden Metcalf, who has the only basket on the night so far for Woodland, brings it into the front court near side, just in front of the Bulldog bench. Trying to work around Aston Turner. They'll set the screen. He didn't get off of it cleanly, though, and Cedartown was able to stick right with him. They have to go to the corner. Now they'll bounce it back outside. A 3 on the way. Off the back of the iron, no good. An offensive board there by Woodland, and they go back outside to Womack. Womack working near side. They have to move it back to the top of the key to Metcalf. He's going to try to drive the lane. All kind of traffic. Left side, the handoff, no good. Woodland again with the offensive board. That's off the top of the backboard. They did not call it, and it goes out of bounds. And it's going to stay Woodland basketball with 3:22.
Aston Turner touched it last as he was trying to get the rebound there. But I'm with you, Sam. I thought it was going to be a turnover on the ball bouncing off the top.
Womack triggers to Metcalf. They try to work off of that high screen again. Metcalf dribbles from just inside the arc. No good. Rebound taken by ZDP. ZDP will now bring it up the floor for the Bulldogs. Far side. Now top of the key. They'll go to Davion Smith, the sophomore sensation for the Bulldogs. Ashton Turner with it. Right side ZDP. Working from the arc. Drives in, has to kick back out to Turner. Turner to Quinlan Cochran, the big man for the Dogs, playing from the perimeter. Now he's going to drive the lane, traffic, and good. Quinlan Cochran dissecting the Woodland defense. A 5-point lead for the Dogs, 8-3 your score. 2:40 left to play here in the first period. Subs getting ready to come in for the Bulldogs.
I mean, all he has to do is hold the ball up over everybody's head. That's what he did right there and was able to get that basket to go.
They go Metcalf to Metcalf on that exchange. Left side, that one is short off the iron.
I think it might have been blocked, too.
Comes away with the rebound. Almost loses the handle. And his footing gives it up to Davion Smith after he recovered the loose ball. Davion's going to try to work baseline, and that's a foul there on the baseline shot from about 8 feet out. And Davion will head to the free throw line to shoot two.
It'll be Bryson Van Tonder on the foul there, the senior for Woodland. Davion Smith, you know, he might be one of the shorter kids out there on the court right now for both sides, but, I mean, he's still so tough and is able to get around. Going to bring in a couple of subs for the Bulldogs. It'll be number 10, Jamarius Woodall, and number 12, Colton Prather, as Rittenhouse, beg your pardon, and then number 3, Ashton Turner, will have a seat.
Again, kind of odd that they didn't wait for the first free throw attempt like they normally do, as Davion misses on the front side. Just over 2:15 left to play here in the first period. Second free throw attempt on the way from Smith. It's also no good. Jamarius Woodall, though, had the rebound and then lost it. Had it knocked away by Woodland, and then we've got a timeout called on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Welcome back to 11 to play in the first period. Dogs up 8-3. Woodland will have the inbounds pass, and they got to get it in a hurry, and they do.
Metcalf with it. Brings it down the floor for the Wildcats. Across the timeline into the front court. ZDP picks him up there, loses the handle on it. Heck of some good defense being played right now by Cedartown. Zane Diamond Paisley against Metcalf. They double team him. They get out of it. They go to Metcalf on the near side. He traveled, no call. They go to the far side into Livesey. That one is up and no good. Rebound taken there by Quinlan Cochran. The big man coming down with another board for the Dogs. Davion Smith with it into the front court quickly. Near side. He's going to try a three. It's off his mark to the right. Rebound taken by Woodland.
I just wonder if that might have supposed to have been an alley-oop or something, because it was kind of off the mark. That three is no good for Woodland. Rebound by ZDP.
Diamond Paisley gives it up to Smith. Smith working it quickly. They go to Jamarius Woodall. Woodall back to ZDP. ZDP near the top of the key. Now working to the left side into Davion Smith. Smith backs it out, working now to the far side. Going to go to his right. Tries to go baseline. Has to kick out to Quinlan Cochran. The big man dribbles inside the perimeter. Now the little floater. Good. Quinlan Cochran has figured out a nice move to get that one to fall, and it's a 7-point lead for the Dogs. 10-3 is your score.
They just kind of flicked it up in the air and able to fall in the bucket.
Jaden Metcalf with it from the Bulldog logo, trying to direct traffic for this Woodland offense. Marius Woodall playing defense, standing at the top of the key. Now they'll force the issue. Woodall, high ball screen, they get off of it, but then they get the double team on him. They have to work it back to the top of the key. Van Tonder, a three on the way, and it is good. 10-6 your score. A 4-point lead for the Dogs. Prather gives it up to Smith. Smith goes back to Prather. Trying to pass through the press. They give it to Davion Smith. Smith goes into the front court. Jamarius Woodall, and he is fouled. Right at the baseline. Woodall was going to have an easy basket, and instead he'll have to go to the stripe.
Get the foul on Elijah Morris, number 5 for Woodland. That is their 4th team foul, his first. Cedartown has not committed a foul in this period.
Woodall to the stripe. First free throw attempt is up, and it is no good. And if you will remember back to Friday, the Dogs did not pick up their first foul until the second half of that game. A very clean basketball game.
I want to say it was the 4th period.
And it might have been. It very well could have been.
ZDP and Quinlan Cawthorn both will take off for the rest of the period. That ball never even hit the rim. I think it kind of slipped out of his hand. So the Wildcats will have the ball with 17 seconds.
The inbound will come from Metcalf on the far baseline.
We're pressing.
They get it in. And a steal by Colton Prather. Prather, 360 spin in the paint off the glass, no good.
Oh, man. And out of bounds. Pass was they're trying to get it over there to number 5, Elijah Morris. Knocked away there by Woodall. And Woodland will have the ball with 5 seconds on the clock.
Inbounds will come from the far sideline. They'll check it in to number 5, Morris. Morris gives it right back up to Heath. He tries to drive the lane. His triple team, but still gets the basket to fall. That'll do it for the first 8 minutes. The Bulldogs lead by 2. Your score, Cedartown 10, Woodland 8. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big Double A.
Are you ready for steel? Equipment, that is. At Croker's Hardware in Cedartown, we've got all the steel equipment. Blowers and shredder vacs, chainsaws, augers and drills, trimmers and brush cutters. We're very proud to be a retailer for the steel product line. As an independent dealer, we can provide many services that the big box chain stores just can't match. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is always ready to help you select the equipment that meets your specific needs. So call Croker's for a steel today. That's 770-748-4842 to learn more about steel in Cedartown.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Score is 10-8, Dogs on top as we begin the second period of play. And the Dogs will have the ball at the middle of the floor.
It'll be Colton Prather that will trigger from the far sideline. Jacavian Woodall and Thomas Robertson in the mix for the Dogs. They will join Turner and Quinlan Cawthorn. Prather will trigger into Robertson. Robertson gives it immediately to Quinlan Cawthorn. He tried to go under the basket. The rebound, the putback, no good from Jacavian Woodall. Out of bounds, Cedartown basketball.
Quinlan Cawthorn really aggressive. They're trying to get to that ball. And just at the last moment tipped out by Woodland.
Prather will give it into Ashton Turner, who was not covered at all, and Turner makes them pay. Back to a 4-point lead, 12-8, Turner's first basket of the night.
That was something. That was pretty right there. Good play call by the Bulldogs.
Aggressive defense again for the Bulldogs as Woodland brings it into their front court. They have to go to the corner. That pass to Van Tonder out of his hands, and it'll be Cedartown basketball. Good defensive possession there for Cedartown. Colton Prather will bring it up the floor. They'll go to Ashton Turner, far side. Now they'll go into Thomas Robertson, try to get it into the corner, and it was in and out of Robertson's hands. And it'll be a turnover, Woodland basketball.
Yeah, back-to-back turnovers on the same kind of play. The pass that should have been an easy catch, and of course Thomas knows that better than anybody, probably harder on himself than anybody else there. But we trade turnovers, and the Wildcats have it back.
Metcalf brings it into the front court, working around Prather. Has to give it up, left side. They go into the corner, a 3 on the way. It was long, no good. Jacavian Woodall coming down with the rebound. That's his second board since coming in off the bench. Woodall now drives, right side. They go to Robertson, Robertson to Turner, Turner to Prather. Prather now going to try to drive in from the baseline, has to kick it back outside. Quinlan Cawthorn, the big man from the perimeter, splits the defense, goes to the glass, and sticks the landing. 14-8 your score. The big man, Quinlan Cawthorn, 12 points on the night already. Now they drive Woodland, and they get a foul called as number 0 was trying to drive the lane. They're going to get Thomas Robertson.
Well, see, Thomas Robertson may have committed the foul, but the block of the ball was done by Quinlan Cothran. But Thomas Robertson gets the foul called on him. That'll be his first, and the first team foul for the Dogs of the game.
First free throw attempt is up and no good. Off the front of the iron, too short. Isaiah Livesey, maybe?
Livesey.
Tomato. Second one on the way from the young man. It's also no good. Rebound taken by Quinlan Cothran. Cothran will give it up to Colton Prather. Prather across the timeline into the front court quickly for the Dogs in transition. Going to try to drive the baseline. Does so. Has to kick it over to Robertson. Robertson from the corner near side. He's going to go to Aston Turner. Turner will go to Woodall. Woodall working from the far side. Goes in, and they've got a foul called.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Number 5, Elijah Morris, up against Quinlan Cothran, and he's called for the foul.
He was patting him on the back, and I don't mean in a friendly way.
Colton Prather will trigger from the Bulldog baseline. Looking for an open man. They get it to Quinlan Cothran. Gives it right back to Aston Turner. That shot was blocked in the air, and they will call a jump ball, and it will be Woodland basketball.
I like, though, the misdirection pass there, and they got it underneath the basket. But unfortunately, we weren't able to get it above the hands of the defense. And Woodland gets the turnover on the jump ball.
Metcalf into the front court for Woodland. Going to go to his left side. Kick out over to Isaiah. Now they'll come back top of the key into Metcalf. Got 2 Metcalfs on the floor right now for the Wildcats. Brothers Jaden, Tylen. That one from Jaden, no good. In and out of the hands of Thomas Robertson and then knocked away by Woodland out of bounds. Cedartown basketball.
5:49 to play, first half. Dogs up 14-8.
Colton Prather brings it down the floor for the Dogs. Right at the Bulldog logo across the timeline into the front court. Now will come near side. They'll set up the offense from Coach Greg Cherry in his second year of work here at CHS. They give it to Woodall in the corner. He comes back to the wing. Now they'll go right side. Colton Prather with it, dishes it to Turner. Turner to Quinlan Cothran, tried for the one-handed jam, couldn't get it to land, and Woodland comes away with the rebound. They'll give it up to Livesey. He's going to try to drive the lane, loses the handle. Ja'Kavian Woodall comes away with the loose ball. Prather with it quickly into transition. Thomas Robertson, Quinlan Cothran, the big man backs him down off the glass, no good. Rebound, Woodland, and a foul call.
You're going to get Quinlan Cothran there. He was kind of jumping over his man he was defending. And we got 3 subs, and looks like it's going to be Woodall coming out, as well as Thomas Robertson and Colton Prather.
So you'll have ZDP, Davion Smith, and Hayden Rittenhouse back in. Your original starting 5 on the floor. Coming up on 5 minutes left to play in this second period. Cedartown still leads 14-8. Woodland looking for their first basket in this second 8 minutes of play. Metcalf trying to work around ZDP, goes to the paint, and he was traveling.
Absolutely.
Had his bags packed, he was ready to go. Cedartown basketball. We'll check it into Davion Smith from the baseline. Smith to Rittenhouse for a 3. Just off the backside of the iron, a little too strong. Woodley comes away with the rebound. Elijah Morris has been a rebounding machine for the Wildcats since he's made his entry into tonight's game. Livesey with it, the fadeaway 3. It's no good. Long. Quinlan Cothran with the rebound. Gives it up to Davion Smith. Smith directing traffic, goes to ZDP in the corner, near side. Now they try to give it to Aston Turner. That one's knocked away. Woodland comes away with a steal. Turner sticking with his man. Step for step, hip for hip. They get it into the front court. Now it's Metcalf. He's going to fire a long 3, in and out, no good. Quinlan Cothran, the big man, with another rebound for the Dogs.
Talk about an offensive stalemate for both sides.
Aston Turner underneath. The basket is good.
Well, the stalemate's broken. There's your basket, and Cedartown calls time. We'll take it with him. 4 minutes to go in the first half. It's 16-8. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back in a moment.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the GHSA.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
4 minutes left to play here in this second period of action as the Cedartown Bulldogs lead the Woodland Wildcats out of the timeout. Metcalf brings it down the floor and into the front court. They give it up to Moore. Moore trying to give it back to Metcalf. Rittenhouse picks him up there. Now ZDP will pick him up, and he's going to get the call for the foul as he was trying to reach in. That's going to be Zane Diamond Paisley's first foul of the night. Inbound pass will come from Metcalf. They'll trigger near sideline. Back to Metcalf. Now on the far sideline, they go to Womack. He's going to fire a three from beyond the arc. No good. And Ashton Turner comes away with the rebound. He had to fight for that one. And now he's in a struggle just to get it up to Davion Smith. They work it out of the traffic. Smith goes to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse back to Smith. Davion goes over to the far side. Now back to Davion. He's going to step into a three. No good. Short. Rittenhouse with the rebound. Hayden gives it back to Davion. He's going to drive baseline now. He'll kick back out to Rittenhouse. He's going to fire a three. That one's going to be short. Woodley comes away with the rebound, and they're going to get Ashton Turner on the foul.
Yeah, Ashton Turner definitely picks up that foul, and that's his first. But listen, Cedartown had only one team foul in that first period. Already 4 here in this one.
Womack brings it into the front court, gives it immediately back to Metcalf, working from the top of the key to the left side. Van Tonder steps into a three, in and out, circled the drain, but wouldn't flush. Rebound taken by Zane Diamond Paisley. Gives it up to Davion Smith. Smith goes into the corner. Rittenhouse with it.
Shot was blocked.
And it'll be Woodland basketball. The official waited for help. He got the call, and it will be Wildcat basketball with under 3 minutes left to play here in the second period. Subs coming in for the Dogs.
And I guess when the shot was blocked, it hit off of Rittenhouse, and that's why the turnover occurred there.
Woodland will check it in.
Clock has not started yet.
Womack with it. Far side.
I think the official probably saw that too. Our clock on the screen did, but theirs did not.
They got to shoot.
Oh, yeah. That's why the clock didn't start.
Hold on. There was no foul. This official saying he stood be shooting, but there is no foul. He was just calling it out of bounds. No foul. Check it in. So it will be Woodland basketball, and they will get it from the far sideline in their front court. Now we're good.
I guess so. Woodland takes the opportunity to sub out. They got big Aiden Taylor in there now.
They will check it in. Metcalf gives it right back from Womack. Now they go right back. Livesey with it's going to try to drive. Meets a tough Bulldog defense. They have to go back to the perimeter, near side. Wanted a three. They have to go back to the top of the key. They will try a three, and that one is going to be good. There from Caden Moore. 16-11 your score. Colton Prather with it. Will bring it up the floor for the Dogs. Across the Bulldog logo to the right side. Now he's coming back near side. They get it Thomas Robertson. He's going to fire a three from the corner. Just short.
Took a funny bounce, too, and if it had come down right where we thought it would, we would have had it.
Instead, it's Woodland basketball, and Moore finishes on the opposite end of the floor, and it's down to a three-point lead for the Dogs, 16-13, as we approach 2 minutes left to play here in the first half. Colton Prather with it off the far side wing, going to give it up to Quinlan Cothran. Cothran takes it to the glass, and he was fouled hard there by number 25, Aiden Taylor.
Well, we need these free throws. Dogs have been pretty ice cold offensively for the last couple of minutes, and Woodland all of a sudden catching back up. It's only a 3-point game with 1:55 to play.
The big man from the stripe, first one on the way. No good. Just missed that. Davion Smith will check into the game for Thomas Robertson. Still looks like we're having
the shot clock
issues. This one is at 35. Okay, now this one's at 35. This one was at 25, and the near side one was at 35. We're having a discussion, and I think we're ready to go now. Both shot clocks showing 35 ticks on it. Second one on the way from Quinlan Cawthon. That one is short. So Quinlan, after going 2 for 2 on his previous trip, goes 0 for 2 on this trip. We needed those free throws.
Shot clock on the far side is not working.
Metcalf, far side, 3 on the way, good. And we've got a tie ball game, courtesy of Evan Womack. Prather with it, gives it back to Davion Smith. Smith to the right side to Turner. Turner working to ZDP. Oh, and they had a miscommunication, and that one's just thrown away. Woodland basketball. Under 90 seconds on the clock.
And again, the shot clocks are not lined up.
Left side. They give it up to Moore. Moore back to Van Tonder, top of the key. Now they'll give it back to Metcalf. Metcalf near side, and he travels with it. And a good defensive stand there by the Bulldogs to force the turnover.
Rittenhouse is going to come into the game. They'll check in for Ashton Turner. But again, the shot clocks are still not synced up from each side. And, this has been a problem for a lot of this season, and I don't understand why it hasn't been fixed yet.
Well, and you remember, if you go back to last season, we had a serious issue that caused a big delay.
Yes. And that is why we are delayed right now.
So they have turned the shot clocks off, and they will try to reset it. All of this comes with 1:09 left to play here in the first half. Second period of action with a tie ball game of 16 all. The inbounds goes to Davion Smith, and now they are working it in sync. Smith goes to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse with it, top of the key, right side. They go to Colton Prather. Prather comes back to ZDP. ZDP's going to fire a 3 with a defender in his face. Doesn't matter.
Oh, we've needed that. ZDP, we've needed him to come alive, and that was a great time to do it. 19-16.
Metcalf with it, brings it across the timeline. Left side, directing traffic. Colton Prather sticking to him like glue. Top of the key, a 3 on the way from Woodland to answer, no good. Rebound taken by ZDP.
Great job there to recover as he was falling down, got it to Colton Prather. And Colton gets fouled.
Yep, a foul called right at the center circle against Woodland.
Honestly, I feel like we might have gotten away with a foul on that three-pointer there. But thankfully, we get the foul called against Woodland after we rebounded it. And Davion Smith is going to check the ball in. Colton Prather will take a rest for the rest of the half.
Davion triggers. Rittenhouse to Cochran. Quinlan, the big man, the 360, banks it off the window as pretty as can be, and it's 21-16.
Just what the doctor ordered right there.
Cedartown with 5 straight to take the lead back. They try to work it down low. They tried to get it to Aiden Taylor. Off the Wildcats, Cedartown basketball with 12 on the ticker. The inbounds will go to Davion. The sophomore will bring it into the front court for the Dogs. Right at the logo, right side to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse, Thomas Robertson with a 3, no good. Rebound taken by Woodland, and that'll do it. The Dogs battle back in the last minute to take a 5-point lead into the locker room. 21-16 is your score. Dogs on top here of this region contest at home against the Woodland Wildcats. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and talk a little bit about that first half of action. You are listening to Cedartown High School basketball here on the home of the Cedartown Bulldogs, the Big AA.
Bradford's Drugstore on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drugstore, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, 2 Cedartown High school graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer. And that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Live Wire Surplus. Stop in today at 546 North Main Street. New items are arriving all the time. At Live Wire, they have unbelievable deals on lawnmowers, weed eaters, and leaf blowers. But that's not all. How about your patio? Live Wire has top-of-the-line grills, patio tables and chairs, fire pits, and so much more. All fresh off the truck, brand new, still packaged, and priced to sell. Live Wire Surplus, 678-861-5021. Take your truck. You're going to need it to load up on the savings.
Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buckhannon Highway. Cedartown's original golf course celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Welcome back to the Doghouse, the Cedartown Bulldogs. With a late second half push, lead it by a score of 21-16. In that second period, the Dogs kind of went cold offensively. Woodland with a late push as well, able to tie the ball game up for just a time. But the Dogs able to put up 5 unanswered points there toward the end of the first half and lead it by a score of 21-16. Quinlan Cothran was the guy that kind of got everything started for the Bulldogs. But as we mentioned before, he kind of went cold and so did everybody else. And it kind of stayed a stalemate until Woodland caught back up. The Dogs able to go to the locker room on a positive note, but still some improvements I think we can make in the second half.
Quinlan Cothran so far leading that scoring effort for the Dogs, 14 points, 8 rebounds, almost at a double-double already in the first half against this Woodland squad. Ashton Turner adding 4 points to the party, as well as Zane Diamond Paisley with 3 points. The Dogs, they've just got to get a couple of things going in their direction. We're only shooting 10% from three-point land, and that's got to change. If we can be effective down low with Quinlan Cothran, it's great because we're able to get the ball down low. We're able to work those easy baskets off the post, but you also have to have a good perimeter shooting game as well to keep that defense honest. We'll see what we're able to do in that second half. The Dogs so far, though, 50% from two-point land, which puts us right at 35% from the floor, shooting only 25% from the stripe as well, so some things to improve on as this Cedartown squad will head into this second half with a very slim margin, 21-16. Andrew, you are right. Some defensive struggles for the Dogs, and then that late push there at the end, and really the final 60 seconds that helped put the Dogs on top with 5 unanswered points.
The good news, I think, too, is that Cedartown does not have anybody in foul trouble. In fact, I think no one has more than 1 foul. It's only 14 fouls for the entire first half. That's Thomas Robertson, Zane Diamond Paisley, also Ashton Turner and Quinlan Cothran each have a foul apiece. So foul trouble's not an issue for the Dogs right now, but I think in that second half, hoping for some better defense and that our offense can get going. Maybe we can get Quinlan Cothran going down low.
A couple of college scores. College basketball in process right now. Number 7, Florida leads North Carolina in the Jumpman Invitational. They are at the half. Another halftime score in the SEC. Number 17, Ole Miss with a 42-33 lead over Southern. A game that is just tipped in the SEC. Number 2, Auburn leads Georgia State 5-2 early in that contest. And then early in the second half, number 1, Tennessee, the Volunteers with a 49-17 lead over Western Carolina. Number 5, Duke also has a lead over George Mason. That one is early in the second as well. Number 20, the Michigan State Spartans on top of Oakland, 38-31. That one, another early second half score. Number 22, Dayton leads UNLV 36-28. Number 25, Clemson trails on the road against the South Carolina Gamecocks by a score of 36-26. That one another early second half score. Also in college in the world of sports, football tonight is the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl featuring number 25 Memphis taking on the West Virginia Mountaineers. That is a 9 p.m. kickoff on ESPN. Tomorrow you'll have a couple of more bowl games in the forms of the Boca Raton Bowl as Western Kentucky will take on James Madison. And over in the Art of Sport LA Bowl, number 24 UNLV will take on the Cal Golden Bears. Thursday, a local team will be in action. Sam Houston will take on the Georgia Southern Golden Eagles in the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. And then, of course, our favorite, Jack State, will be in action on Friday as they will play Ohio in the Staff DNA Cure Bowl.
As far as I can tell, that may be the first meeting ever between the two teams.
I think so, but that's a look at some of your college sports from around the world as far as basketball and football go. We've got about 3 minutes on the clock left before we get ready to start this second half of action here from the Doghouse Tuesday night high school hoops here on the Big AA. The Bulldogs lead 21-16. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and we'll come back for second half action here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big AA.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Georgia needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Welcome back to Cedartown High School basketball live from the Doghouse as the Bulldogs lead the Wildcats of Woodland 21-16 as we are about to begin the third period of play. Looking for the Dogs to continue that offensive run they kind of went on toward the end of the first half, and need for the defense to kind of step up a bit against Woodland, who also showed some signs of life offensively, especially from beyond the arc. Well, I believe the Woodland Wildcats will have the ball to start. Cedartown or Woodland, let's see. Looks like the Bulldogs will. So the Bulldogs will have the possession, and second half is about to be underway.
Aiden Rittenhouse will trigger from the far sideline, gets it into Davion Smith, who will bring it into the front court for the Bulldogs. Top of the key, going to work to the far side. Cedartown now working from left to right on your radio dial. Rittenhouse, near side, ZDP with a three off the back of the iron, no good, too strong. And Woodland comes away with the rebound. It'll be Metcalf into the front court quickly for the Wildcats. Left side, they go to Van Tonder. Now they'll go to the elbow. Back outside, Metcalf with it. He's going to try to drive from the far side wing. That little floater is short off the front of the iron, no good. ZDP comes away with the rebound for the Dogs. Loose ball picked up by Rittenhouse. He clears it to Davion. And the Bulldog offense will settle in the front court. They go to Quinlan Cochran. He's going to try to drive the baseline. The big man off the window and just smooth like butter. 23-16. Dogs on top. Metcalf gives it up. Back out to Womack. Womack working off the wing, now tries to drive. Now he has to dish it over to Van Tonder. Near side, working back to the middle of the floor. They'll try to work it into the paint. They give it up to number 10, Heath. He has to go back outside. A three on the way. It was short. Rebound taken by Ashton Turner. Turner gives it to Smith. Davion working far side. He's going to try to drive. The fadeaway jumper, no good, off the side of the backboard. Picked up by the Wildcats. And then a foul called on Cedartown, and it's going to be Ashton Turner, and that'll be his third.
Yeah, Ashton just kind of with a little push there.
Or second
foul.
I was going to say, third didn't sound right as soon as I said it.
I was about to say, we had that comment during halftime.
We did.
Only nobody had more than one foul. Now Ashton has two.
Womack with it. Now they'll try to give to Heath. Heath is going to try the little 4-foot jumper. It's no good. Rebound taken by Hayden Rittenhouse.
And he took a punishment, too.
Gives it up to Davion. Smith to ZDP. A three, no good. Off the back of the top of the backboard, I should say. So it'll be a turnover, and it will be Woodland basketball.
Got to make sure it didn't jiggle the wire loose on the on the shot clock. It didn't. It's working fine, so that's good.
Metcalf across the Bulldog logo, right side into the front court. Now he mixes it up and goes left side, tries to drive the lane. The little floater is good. A good move there by Metcalf to give Woodland its first basket of the second half. 23-18 your score. Dogs still on top. Smith with it on the far side, working off the wing, gives it to Quinlan Cochran. Cochran just inside the perimeter. Trying to work around. A shot, fade away, jumper, no good. It was just long, and Woodley comes away with it. Right side, Womack with it from the wing, drives in, elbow, back outside, top of the key and drive, and a travel committed by number 1, Jaden Metcalf, and a turnover by the Woodland Wildcats will give Cedartown the basketball back with just over 5.5 minutes left to play in this third period. Davion Smith with it. Gives to Zane Diamond Paisley, back to Smith. Smith goes to Rittenhouse, far side. They get Quinlan Cochran on the cut, and then Ashton Turner high off the window, no good. Rebound taken by Woodland. Just could not execute on that very well drawn up play there by Coach Cherry. Van Tonder from the near corner, a three, no good. Rebound taken by the Wildcats. And he is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot two. We'll wait from the call.
Looks like it's going to be on number 21 for the Dogs. It's going to be on Quinlan Cochran. I thought it might have been on Rittenhouse. They're going to say Cochran, who picks up his second foul.
This will send number 1, Jaden Metcalf, to the stripe. Cedartown already with 2 team fouls in this third period of play. First free throw attempt is good. 23-19 now your score.
I think Coach Cherry and just about anybody would tell you this game shouldn't be as close as it is. Dogs have had some opportunities to pull away, but haven't been able to do it. That is also good. We're back to a 3-point lead. Dogs up 23-20.
Davion Smith brings it into the front court to ZDP. They go to Quinlan Cochran, the big man for the Dogs. They go back outside to Davion. Has to track down a loose ball where he's double teamed, fighting for his life at the stripe. Needs help, gives it up. Quinlan Cochran, the big man, comes to the rescue. Now ZDP with it. He was fouled, and the basket counts. Work by the Bulldog offense. My goodness, they never gave up, and ZDP finishes at the rim. And a chance to make it a 3-point play.
I mean, he had guys around him that were 2-3 inches taller than him, able to get that one to go in there in traffic, and a chance to make it a 3-point play. And it's up, and it is good, and it's 26-20.
Back to a 6-point lead for Cedartown. Jaden Metcalf brings it down the court for Woodland. Right at the Bulldog logo. Coming up on 4.5 minutes left to play here in this third period. They'll try to work it into the corner. They have to come immediately back to Metcalf. Metcalf now working off the wing, far side. They'll go to Van Tonder in the corner. He's going to fire a three, and it's going to be no good. Rebound taken by ZDP. Zane Diamond Paisley trying to weave through the Woodland defense, gives it up to Quinlan Cochran. Had it knocked away, regained, turn 360, and they do get the travel on him.
Coach Cherry's asking the official what he saw, and I'm kind of curious to know what he saw too.
Everything looked good from our vantage
It sure
point.
did. It sure did.
But it'll be Jaden Metcalf who will bring it down the floor for Woodland.
If anything, Sam, they missed a foul underneath the basket.
Now they'll try to work it into the paint from just inside. No good. Rebound taken by the smallest man on the floor in Davion Smith. He pushes it up the floor. Right side off the window. Good. Coast to coast. The transition basket is good, and the lead is now 8. 28-20 your score. Right side. Metcalf with it. Comes back to Womack, top of the key, just inside the Bulldog logo. Fake to the three, or to the left side, then he goes to the left side. Now right side, Van Tonder, far side three-point attempt, no good. Quinlan Cochran comes away with a rebound, a lot of contact down low, and they get the foul finally.
Call it on Evan Womack. 5'8" senior, really aggressive there on that foul. Now we got time called by Woodland. We'll take it with him. 3:29 to play in the third period. Cedartown 28, Woodland 20. Back after this 30-second break on the Big Double A.
Have you been to Croker's Hardware and Supply lately? Croker's is the place to find everything you need, from boots to fencing, from plumbing supplies to wood and gas stove fittings, everything, even paint and flooring. Whether you're building or repairing, everything you need is right here at Croker's Hardware on East Avenue. Name brands galore right here in your back door. Orca and Yeti coolers and tumblers, case knives, native eyewear, buck stove grills, and more. At Croker's, you can find everything.
Go by and see the friendly staff there at 1192 Rockmart Highway. That's Croker's Hardware in Cedartown.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Just under 3.5 minutes left to play in this third period. Cedartown off the inbounds, and we've got a jump ball quickly called as Elijah Morris tied it up with Quinlan Cochran. Possession error in favor of the Wildcats. Woodland will get it back.
It's not a wise pass there by the Dogs. I mean, I know nobody was open, but you got to kind of fire it down the floor and see if you can get somebody to catch up to it.
Morris will give it up to Metcalf. Metcalf into the corner, a three on the way. That one was tipped by Cochran, and Davion Smith comes away with it. Ashton Turner to Cochran, two-handed jam! My goodness! A 10-point lead, 30-20. Right side, Van Tonder in the corner. They'll come back top of the key. Morris with it, working to his left. Has to give it back up to Metcalf. Now he's going to try to work, and he gets called for the travel. Palmed it. Turnover, Woodland, Cedartown basketball.
And they missed a travel on the other side of the perimeter, but got the turnover that time.
Turner gives it in to Quinlan Cochran, the big man, showing he can do just a little bit of everything. Bringing it into the front court for the Dogs. Gives it to Ashton Turner, Bulldog logo, right side ZDP. They'll go to Davion with it. The sophomore, trying to work around the defense of Woodland. Works to his left. Gives it up to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse drives, has help from Cochran, high off the window, no good. Ball tip. Morris comes away with it. Woodland basketball quickly in transition. Metcalf on the other end. The floater from a few feet out, no good. Ashton Turner secures the rebound.
Great rebound there by Turner in traffic, able to secure it.
Left side now, far side into Rittenhouse. They'll give it to Quinlan Cochran. The big man goes under the basket, and the basket is good.
Timeout, Cedartown will take it with them. 2:08 to play. 32-20, Dogs on top. Back after a 30-second break here on the Big Double A.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the period. And Woodland will have the inbounds pass. We're underway here.
Metcalf with it. Far side. Brings it into the front court. Turner picks him up there. Now they have to come near side into Morris. Morris goes into the corner. He gives it up to Elijah Morris, and that one's taken away. ZDP gives it up to Davion. Smith brings it into the front court, quickly in transition. The pull-up jumper, short, no good. Rebound taken by Woodland.
Woodland Cawthorn knocked it away, but they get it back. And they're going to call a foul on the Dogs down low. And I think it was the right call. It's going to be on Ashton Turner. Ashton picks up, I believe, his third.
It will be, and Turner was very successful in setting up to draw a charge in Friday night's contest against Cass. He tried to do the same there, but instead gets called for the block.
Well, he wasn't. It wasn't set long enough, and that was, and also was not in front. Didn't have his arms crossed. Just didn't have enough time to do so. As that first free throw is up and in from Metcalf.
Javian Woodall will come in and relieve Turner. He comes out with 1:41 left to play in the third. 32-21 your score. Woodland trying to cut it to a 10-point lead, and they do with that successfully made free throw. 32-22 your score.
Very low-scoring game. I know we still got another quarter to play after this, but I mean, very low scoring.
Davion Smith with it, brings it into the front court for the Dogs. Top of the key, near side ZDP. Diamond Paisley going to work off a high ball screen set by Cawthorn. Now they come near side again. They'll go to Cawthorn. Cawthorn from the post. On the block. In and out, no good, but he'll head to the free throw line to shoot two. They get number 25, it looks like.
Aiden Taylor, their big man.
First free throw attempt on the way from Quinlan is good. 33-22. Back to an 11-point lead. And we've got a sub coming in for the Wildcats. It'll be number 10.
Amir Heath will come in for Aiden Taylor.
So they trade the 6'2 Taylor for the 6'1 Heath. And the Bulldogs 6'5 Cawthorn drains his second from the charity stripe, and it's back to a 12-point lead. 34-22 your score. The Dogs with a pressure, and Javarius Woodall blocks the pass, and we almost come away with a steal, and then he's going to get called for the foul.
Yep, he dove for it and tripped up the man for Woodland, and Woodall will pick up the foul, and I believe that'll be his first. Team number 4 in this period with 1:13 to go.
Inbound goes to the corner. Now they come back to the wing. Livesey with it, trying to drive, has it knocked away again by Jamarius Woodall, and then Jacavian Woodall picks up the loose ball. They give it up to Davion Smith. Smith to ZDP. ZDP near side. Now they go far side. Jacavian for the three, no good. Rebound taken by Woodland. The Wildcats push it up the floor in Metcalf. Metcalf trying to drive the lane. Kicks it underneath to a wide open Heath. We left him as wide open as you can be, and it's back to a 10-point game, 34-24. Dogs still on top. Davion Smith to Jamarius Woodall. Jamarius goes to Quinlan, and we've got a foul call.
I think they're going to catch number 10 on the foul for Woodland. Samir Heath, who just checked into the game. Colton Prather and Thomas Robertson are set to check in, and they will come in now. ZDP and looks like number 11 for the Dogs. It's Davion Smith. Will take a breather for the rest of this period. 35 to go, 35 seconds. Dogs up by 10. Dogs with the inbounds pass.
He'll come from Prather. He'll trigger from the baseline. They'll get it into Thomas Robertson. Robertson gives it into Quinlan Cawthorn. Cawthorn working off the wing, trying to beat around this Wildcat defense. They have to give it back up to Thomas Robertson. Now they go back to Quinlan Cawthorn. They'll go to Prather at the top of the key. Colton Prather is going to set up the Bulldog offense near side. They go to Robertson, under 10 on the shot clock now. Thomas Robertson gives it to Prather. Prather working from the corner. 3 on the shot clock. Has to get him up, and he is not going to get it off. And the Woodland Wildcat defense will force a turnover and a shot clock violation. Isaiah Johnson getting ready to check into the game for the Dogs. And he's going to go get the Bulldog big man, Quinlan Cawthorn.
That was a fantastic job by Woodland's defense. We just had nothing. Had nothing open, nothing to go. Everything was blocked off.
Woodland will try to wait for a last-second shot. They'll take Metcalf down. He'll try to drive into the base from the paint. Back outside. Oh, and a foul called.
I'm afraid that is correct. That is the correct call.
And Isaiah Johnson picks up the foul as soon as he comes in.
Fresh into the game. Team foul number 5.
And that'll send number 1, Jaden Metcalf, to the charity stripe. Free throw attempt is up and good with just over 2 seconds left on the clock. 34-25 your score. Second free throw attempt is up. It is no good. Rebound taken by Jamarius Woodall. Woodall, a last-second shot, no good. And we'll head to the final 8 minutes. 34-25 your score. Dogs lead. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Bradford's Drugstore on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drugstore, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, 2 Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Well, folks, the issue is still in doubt. Dogs up 34-25, 9-point lead. Cedartown will have the ball to start this final frame, and the Dogs hoping to pull away.
Davion Smith brings it into the front court, crosses the timeline for Cedartown. Setting up the offense for the Dogs. They go to Jacavian Woodall. Woodall goes back to Smith. Now they go to Prather. Prather to Smith. He's going to pull a 3. Looks good, and it is! Davion Smith hits from downtown, and it's 37-25.
Big time right there. 12-point lead for the Dogs.
What a way to start the 4th period. Metcalf with it, trying to work around Prather and Jacavian Woodall. He has to give it up. Woodland tries to answer with a 3, and they get that one to go. 37-28 now your score. Colton Prather into the front court. Directing the Bulldog offense again. They'll go to Davion Smith. Smith left side, Jacavian Woodall. Woodall to Prather. Prather near side. He's going to try baseline. The floater, long. Woodland with the rebound. Jamarius Woodall staying on the Woodland offense, though. Now he'll break it off. And Metcalf will bring it into the front court for the Wildcats. Tries to drive the lane. Blocked there. Outside, 3 on the way. Too long, no good. But the rebound and the putback is good from the Wildcats. Woodland's Amir Heath. Davion Smith, a 7-point lead for the Bulldog squad, 37-30. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this 60-second break on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Live Wire Surplus. Stop in today at 546 North Main Street. New items are arriving all the time. At Live Wire, they have unbelievable deals on lawnmowers, weed eaters, and leaf blowers. But that's not all. How about your patio? Live Wire has top-of-the-line grills, patio tables and chairs, fire pits, and so much more. All fresh off the truck, brand new, still packaged, and price to sell. Live Wire Surplus, 678-861-5021. Take your truck. You're going to need it to load up on the savings. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buckhannon Highway. Cedartown's original golf course celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Cedartown will have, Cedartown will have the ball to start after the timeout. 6:39 to play, and then it goes to Davion Smith.
Smith will come across the timeline into the front court for the Dogs, right at the Bulldog logo. Going to work around a high ball screen set by Woodall. They go to Rittenhouse in the corner. A three, good.
Yes.
Just like that, Hayden Rittenhouse answers for the Dogs, and it's back to a double-digit lead, 40-30 your score.
Yeah, that was a great timeout call there, able to set up that play, and we get a three out of it.
This is right where you want to keep Woodland, at arm's length and a double-digit lead. Metcalf with it, top of the key, working to the right side. They'll go into the corner to number 24, Moore. Moore trying to get it down low, and a steal by Quinley Cothran. The big man for the Dogs will bring it down the floor. Into the front court. It's met by a Woodland Wildcat and a foul call.
Yep, it'll be on number 11, Tylen Metcalf, the sophomore, picking up the foul on the big man. First team foul of the period for Woodland. 5:57 to play in the ball game. The Dogs up by 10 points, 40-30, and Davion Smith will do the chores.
Davion will trigger from right in front of the Bulldog bench. Comes into ZDP. Now they'll go to Quinlan Cothran in the paint. Cothran's double team. They go outside to Jacavian Woodall. Now you come to Davion Smith. A three is on the way. It's short. Quinlan Cothran, the big man there with the rebound. Quinlan working, loses the handle on it, and it's Livesey that comes away with it, and then he is fouled by Davion Smith.
That'll be Davion's first foul, first team foul of the period for Cedartown. He was on the floor as he was reaching in to try to steal it, but a little too much contact on the hands. Wildcats will have it.
The inbound will come from Heath on the baseline. They get it into Moore. Moore goes to the outside to Metcalf. Metcalf far wing. Now he's going to work it back towards the Bulldog logo in the center of the floor. Top of the key. Goes to the left side. Now they'll go into the corner. A three is on the way, and it is good.
They're pretty good from that left side on the three-pointer. It's back to a 7-point game.
ZDP with it. Top of the key. Smith. Left side, Rittenhouse steps into a three to match. Step for step, match for match. Hayden Rittenhouse puts it back to a 10-point lead, 43-33.
Defend that perimeter.
They try to drive, does Woodland. They have to kick out. They're going to try to match with a three, no good. Rebound, Quinley Cothran. The big man gives it up to Davion Smith. Smith into the front court. ZDP with it now. Diamond Paisley lobs it into Quinley Cothran, the big man from the low block. Yep, and a foul call.
That pushed him. It's going to be on number 10, Amir Heath. It's at least 2 or 3 on him. Second team foul of the period for Woodland, and here comes a sub as Jaquavion Woodall will check out. And Aston Turner's back out there for the Dogs. So in a sense, you got your starting 5 back out there.
The inbounds will come from Davion Smith on the baseline, trying to get it in, looking for an open man. Finally gets it into Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse gets it down to Quinlan Cothran, the big man, working on a double team, looking for help, has to go outside to ZDP. They lob it back to Quinlan. Quinlan, the fade away from in the paint, no good. Turner was almost there for the rebound, but it's Woodland that comes away with it.
Just off his fingertips.
The Wildcats will drive, and we've got a foul in the lane.
Yeah, Aston Turner, I think, reached his hand in there, and that will be the call. That is 4 fouls on Turner.
It comes with 4:26 left to play. Cedartown still with a 10-point lead. 43-33 is your score. Jaden Metcalf to the strike. First one is up, and it is good.
(43-34) as Aston Turner comes out.
Second free throw attempt on the way from Metcalf, and it is good as well. 43-35 your score. A battle here at the Doghouse on a Tuesday night. Sam Branch alongside Andrew Carter bringing you region basketball. High school hoops on the Big AA. Smith has to recover that one. Is going to drive to his right now from the top of the key. They give to Robertson. Robertson to Quinlan Cothran. 360 spin in the lane, working through the triple team, and he draws the foul. The big man doing work for the Dogs, and he's headed back to the stripe.
Yeah, Tylen Metcalf there on the foul, but I mean, thank Thomas Robertson there with that great pass, kind of sidearmed that ball one-handed around the defender to get it to Quinlan Cothran, and he'll head to the line for 2.
First one all the way from Cothran, good.
Back to a 9-point game now, 44-35.
Quinlan comes set. Shot is up, good. 2 for 2 on that trip, and it's back to a 10-point lead, 45-35. Top of the Bulldog logo there is Metcalf. Works to the left side. They go to Van Tonder. Now they go back to Metcalf on the give and go, but he's met with a Bulldog wall of defensive fronts. Now has to go back outside to Van Tonder. They give to Livesey, a 3 on the way, no good. Rebound, Zane Diamond Paisley.
Yeah, ZDP with a great board there. He'll bring it down the floor.
ZDP with it, right side, Robertson, Rittenhouse. Smith near the top of the key. Going to work to his right side now. He'll back it out and slow it down. They'll give it off to the left side to Rittenhouse. Now to Robertson. Robertson, he's going to drive from just outside the arc. High off the window, no good. Rebound taken by the Wildcats. Right side is Metcalf trying to work into the paint. Now they'll go to the far corner. Van Tonder, the fadeaway 3, good.
I mean, he had a defender right in front. I mean, what can you say?
Bryson Van Tonder has hurt the Dogs from beyond the arc. 45-38. The Wildcats will not go away. The Dogs still push them. The handoff goes to ZDP. Gonna drive, fade away, good. The Dogs answer. 47-38. Metcalf from the Bulldog logo trying to work around ZDP. Has to go to his left. Now the handoff goes to his brother Metcalf. He drives the paint, dish underneath, ball knocked away.
Wow, they may change this call.
Yep, they're going to get together.
They initially called it out on Woodland, Cedartown ball, but I think the official's going to change this call.
Yep.
Yeah, it will be Woodland basketball.
And that's the right call. From the vantage point of the far side official, it was the right call because he had somebody screening him. But the guy that was on the baseline, he saw everything, and he did get the call. So I will say this, good job on the officials, even though the call doesn't go our way. Good job on the officials for getting together and making sure the call goes right. We inbound it to number 10, Heath. Heath gives it up. Now they'll go to Metcalf. Metcalf working from that corner, goes to Livesey again. He's top of the key, left side. Metcalf working underneath to Heath. Heath trying to use his body to back down the defense, and he gets that one to go. It's a 7-point game, 47-40.
I mean, we've been kind of swinging back and forth, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12-point deficit lead, whatever.
ZDP gives a handoff to Davion. Davion back to ZDP, another great handoff. They go back to Davion Smith. Smith with it, going to work to his right. Releases off the high screen, goes now to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse to ZDP. Back to Davion, 15 on the shot clock. Back to ZDP. Smith now from the wing, and we got a foul call.
And again, it's going to be on Amir Heath. He's probably 3 or 4 fouls now for Woodland. 4th for them in the period. One more, and Woodland will be over the limit.
We'll check it in to Hayden Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse goes to Quinlan Cothran. Cothran turns off the glass. No! Rolls in and out, but the rebound there by Turner, and he got fouled, but it wasn't called.
Now they will foul. Get the foul called on the other side. And it's going to be on number 4, Zane Diamond Paisley.
I had chalked it up as Ashton Turner's 5th and final.
I thought so too. 3rd team foul on the Dogs in the period.
Coach Terry talking with the official that made the foul call. Jacavian Woodall will come into the game, and Ashton Turner will come out.
Maybe it was on Turner, but they're bringing him out of the game regardless.
I'm going to turn around and give it to Turner unless he comes back in. Woodland will trigger. They'll go to Metcalf. Coming up on 90 seconds left to play. A 7-point lead for the Dogs. Need a good defensive stand here. Metcalf trying to work into the paint. Drives the lane. Shot is up. No good. Knocked away by Woodland. They come away with the offensive board. A 3 on the way from Van Tonder. No good. Knocked away. Zane Diamond Paisley secures.
Big rebound. Oh, but we almost threw it away.
Davion gets it. Loose ball. Working into the front court. Coming up on a minute to play. Across the timeline, timeout Coach Cherry and the Cedartown Bulldogs will take it with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the home of the Cedartown Bulldogs, the Big AA.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the GHSA.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Welcome back. 1:08 to play in the ball game. The good news is it's a 3-possession game. So Cedartown has got a big enough of a lead right now to where, you know, if you can just hold on to that basketball, force Woodland to foul you, we're in pretty good shape. It's been kind of back and forth between that 7-point, 10-point, 12-point lead for the Dogs. Been kind of a really been a kind of a push and shove here. The Dogs with a chance to hold on to this basketball, maybe get some points and put this thing out of reach for Woodland.
47-40 your score. Dogs lead by 7. Will trigger from the far sideline. We get it into ZDP. The handoff goes right back to Davion Smith, and it's almost stolen. And it's out of bounds. We'll wait for the official to signal. It should be Cedartown basketball. Yes, there's the signal. 1:04 left on the clock.
25 on the shot clock.
Davion will trigger. Far sideline. We go into ZDP into the backcourt for Cedartown. Diamond Paisley will work it near side. Brings it into the front court across the timeline. Trying to work around Livesey. Gets double teamed. Gives it up to Davion Smith. Now we go to Hayden Rittenhouse. And he just lays it in off the back glass like a baby's bottom. Smooth. They drive. Woodland. The acrobatic shot there by Livesey falls, and it's back to a 7-point game, 49-42. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big AA.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Well, the good news is we're still up by 3 possessions. Time really not in the favor of the Woodland Wildcats, but 43 seconds to go in this contest. And again, like we said before at the end of the previous timeout, Dogs just got to hold on this basketball and really let the clock work.
49-42 is your score. Cedartown on top.
But you know that Woodland is going to be really pressing on this inbounds pass, and they'll probably try to foul us as quick as they can.
I would say so. ZDP will trigger from the far baseline. Just got to get it in cleanly. We lob it into Quinlan Cawthon, the big man for the Dogs, and he is fouled immediately by number 10, Amir Heath.
I think he might be gone.
Quinlan will be headed to the free throw line to shoot 2.
I believe that's 5, yes. So Heath is out of the game. They'll send in number 15, Bryson Van Tonder, to replace him. And also, Thomas Robertson will be subbed out. Jacavion Woodall will be back in.
Quinlan Cawthon, a chance to put this game out of reach.
He has done very well from the free throw line, except for one trip where he went 0 for 2. First one on the way from Cawthon. Good. An 8-point lead for the Dogs. 50-42. Quinlan comes set. And it is a 9-point lead for the Cedartown Bulldogs. with coming up just on 30 seconds left to play. 51-42 is your score. Van Tonder, right side, wanted to three, has to pull it down. They go to Livesey. Livesey, top of the key. Trying to work around a high ball screen. They try to pass it inside, and Zane Diamond Paisley is there for the steal. ZDP has put this game on ice.
Yeah. Foul called on the reach around by number 1, Isaiah Livesey, but it's already out of reach, and this is just icing on the cake right now for the Dogs. The ZDP will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Dogs are going to pick up their second region win.
Second win in a row as well after dropping 6 straight. Diamond Paisley from the stripe. First one on the way. Good. It is a 10-point lead for your Cedartown Bulldogs over the Woodland Wildcats, 52-42. Just under 25 seconds left to play. ZDP comes set. Second attempt on the way. That one is good as well. He put it on ice, and he's got ice water in his veins, hitting 2 critical free throws for the Dogs. Boys, go ahead and cue up the fat lady. This one's going to be over here in just a second. Woodland will drive. Metcalf gets that one to go, and it's 53-44, and the Wildcats will burn another timeout. We'll take it with them back after this 30-second break here on the Big Double A.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
We're back. Really kind of, I guess, burn the timeout if you have it, I suppose. Woodland calls time, but the result of this ball game is definitely not in question. Cedartown will be winning it, and the Dogs will try to check it in.
Diamond Paisley triggers quickly to Davion Smith, and with 14.2 on the clock, they get a foul called, and it will send Smith to the free throw line. So Davion will head to the stripe, see if he can add to this Bulldog lead, push it back out to a double-digit lead. Smith comes set, first one on the way. Off the iron, no good. Heck of a play there by Jeremy Stewart, tracking down the loose basketball. We appreciate your service, sir.
Going to be a tough choice, I think, for FCA Player of the Game.
I think so.
We'll discuss that during the break.
Second one on the way from Smith. That one is good, and it's back to a 10-point lead. 54-44. No need for the Dogs to foul here. Over to the right side is Livesey. They're going to try a three, and it is good. 54-47.
And Woodland burns another timeout with 1.5. Okay. It's time to go home, y'all.
Good.
Come on now. Woodland calls timeout with 1.5 to go with a game well in hand for Cedartown. I don't get that.
Listen, your guess is as good as just as good as mine.
We were content just to stand there and let the time run out before we even throw the ball in, and Woodland's like, no, we're going to make you do it. We're going to keep it right here with 1.5 to go. I mean, Coach Jerry really doesn't even say anything to his guys, just shaking his head right now.
Why is there 28 seconds on the clock? I think they tried to put 2.8 maybe back on. There we go.
Yeah, 2.8.
So just over 1.5. Give him just over a second back. And ZDP will trigger from the far baseline. And he will get it into Quinlan Cothran. And that will do it. The Cedartown Bulldogs are going to pick up their second win in a row, their second win in region play as they defeat the Woodland Wildcats here at home on a Tuesday night by a final score of 54-47. Let's take a 60-second break. We'll be back to wrap this one up. This has been Cedartown High School basketball here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big Double A.
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Are you ready for steel? Equipment, that is. At Croker's Hardware in Cedartown, we've got all the steel equipment. Blowers and shredder vacs, chainsaws, augers and drills, trimmers and brush cutters. We're very proud to be a retailer for the steel product line. As an independent dealer, we can provide many services that the big box chain stores just can't match. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is always ready to help you select the equipment that meets your specific needs. So call Croker's for a steel today. That's 770-748-4842 to learn more about steel in Cedartown.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
We're back to the doghouse. A successful night for the Bulldogs as they defeat the Woodland Wildcats to pick up their second region win, 54-47. That commotion you heard right before we went to the break was an announcement. Quinlan Cothran has joined the 1,000-point club. Mr. 1,000. Quinlan Cothran needed 22 to hit 1,000. He's now 1,000 plus 4 as he had 26 points on the night. Quinlan Cothran is your FCA player of the game. Again, continuing the tradition of great basketball players. You know, you think of guys like MJ Holiday who've had over 1,000 points for the Bulldogs in the years past. But here's Quinlan Cothran, who's finally crossed over that threshold. We're not even halfway through the season, though. And Quinlan Cothran has over 1,000 points scored for the Bulldogs in his high school career. And he is your FCA player of the game. And even some better stats there. Leading point scores, 26 points. What a great night for Quinlan Cothran.
Also finishes the night with a double-double. Along with those 26 points, he had 11 rebounds, and he would go 8 for 10 from the stripe and 9 for 17 from the floor. Zane Diamond Paisley also finished the night in double figures. He was 1 rebound away from a double-double, finishing the night with 10 points, 9 rebounds. Hayden Rittenhouse with 8 points. Davion Smith had 6 points on the night. Aston Turner with 4 points. The Bulldogs shot a miserable 10% from the free throw line in the first half. They would come back in the second half and shoot incredibly well from the stripe, finishing the night going 63% from the free throw line tonight and picking up a big win here at home by a final of 54-47. The Cedartown Bulldogs improve now to 4-6 overall on the season. They also pick up their second straight victory in region play. The Bulldogs will be off for a little while. We have Christmas break coming up. Cedartown basketball will return after the Christmas break as we will travel down to Haralson County to take part in the Haralson County tournament. But once again, a big region win here on a Tuesday night as the Bulldogs defeat the Wildcats of Woodland by a final score of 54-47. For our camera operator, Joseph Bailey, for our board operator, Gail Connor, for my broadcast partner and good friend Andrew Carter from Cedartown High School, I'm Sam Branch, as always saying, until next time, good night, God bless, and go Dogs.
W291 TS Cedartown. Your home for the Cedartown High School Bulldogs. AM 1340 and now 106.1 FM WGAA. The